Getting to max level in Blox fruits is a massive pain in 2024, but you need to do it before the next update. There are secret grinding methods and optimal builds to make it so much faster, and today I'm not just going to show you, I'm going to put these to the test. And at the end of today's video, you're going to be so confident that getting to max level is going to feel easy. Not easy, E-Z. Easy. I'm doing giveaways to subscribers all the way up until the update. So if you guys watch all of today's video, make sure you comment down below, press like, leave a username, and I'll pick one of you. You'll get to pick a fruit of your choice, and I will give you the permanent version of that fruit. Before we get to actual grinding, let's talk about the optimal form you can take in each of the 3 C's. In the first C, if you're pay to win, you're gonna want to go with the mink. Moving around is your biggest issue as a noob. So if you get little bunny ears, or if you want to pay to win a little bit, you can change your race for 90 robo until you get rabbit. This is a bonus one. It really helps, but it isn't necessary. The next thing you're going to want to get, and it'll be the first thing you get, is this black cape that I'm wearing right here. You come over to this tower at Marineford when you have 50,000 belly. Drop down the hole and talk to Parlus. He'll sell it to you for 50k. It gives you a 5% damage increase on everything. Melee, fruit, swords, guns. After that, for 150k here at the pirate village, you're going to want Death Step, or this is Dark Step. I believe you should just do Dark Step until max level. All of the others are unnecessary and they take longer to get. I'd rather have Dark Step Mastery when I hit the second C than something like Electro or Water Kung Fu. But if you prefer the others, you can just get them and use them. And for fruit choices in the best order, Buddha would be the best fruit that you could get, especially if you have mink. Might be a little slow if you don't have mink. Next up is the light fruit. It's only a rare. It's relatively easy to get in the shop or from the gacha. This is probably the best fruit in the first C because of its fast flight, but you won't use it in the second C. You'll get the Buddha, so investing in it can feel like a waste. And finally, you could also use the ice fruit, the dark fruit, and definitely the magma fruit if you want. Just like how you could use pretty much any mythic fruit and it's going to be fast. But we don't mention them because they're inefficient or expensive, or just you're going to replace them so they're not worth using. And finally, from the man below me, if you do the Shanks quest, which you have to do to get observation Hucky, you get yourself the saber sword, which is probably the most efficient grinding sword for the first and some of the second C once you're using Buddha. This is your ultimate first C form. You've got your mink for movement speed. You've got your cape, Death Step, which is a great grinding thing, a saber, which is also a great grinding style. And you could be using the light fruit and be stacked up as a Blox fruits main, or you would have the Buddha, you would be a swords main, and obviously you're also going to have melee because everybody has melee, so you switch between your melee and your sword to do your grinding. Let's do the ultimate second C build next. This is the part where as soon as you possibly can, even before level 1000, you find people to carry you to awaken your Buddha's first skill. The others do not matter. This is where you're really going to be turning into a sword main. So maybe use a reset code. Something like kit_reset is probably the most common one. I've already used it. Turn into a sword main. So melee, defense, and then sword, and start using your Buddha maining these two. You're actually going to use these for quite some time because both your upgrades come from the same boss. And again, that's why Dark Step is so good. Your next upgrade comes from the Colosseum quest. This guy right here, you do his little quest line. You get yourself the Warrior's Helmet, which is 12.5% damage increase to both melee and sword, which is insane because you're a Buddha main now. And then finally, right towards the end of the second C, you'll defeat this boss that has the ability to drop 2 different keys. One of them will allow you to access the upgraded melee, which is your Death Step. Boom. Amazing. Because now you have a decent ranged attack in your melee and a movement skill. It'll stack with your mink really nicely. And you can also unlock the sword here, which, although it's not the best upgrade, The Rengoku is the easiest sword upgrade that you can get in the second sea. And it is awesome because it has burn damage, which is important for boss grinding. I messed up the order of this a little bit, but around the time you get this helmet, you would unlock V2 of your race by doing the flower quest for 500,000 belly. And then later on down the line, you would unlock V3 once you're a high enough level and you have over 2 million belly. It's also really important to mention that not only as the second sea and the third sea are way bigger, so the speed of the Mink is really helpful, but also Mink V3 is the safest and easiest quest that you can do because you just have to collect 20 or 25 chests around the world and then you're a V3. It's so easy. And finally, the third sea. Let's talk about your final form, the ultimate grinding form. This isn't going to be the best items in the game. No, this is the stuff to get you to max level so that you can easily get the best items in the game. Your first upgrade is right here on the first island. It's kind of great. You do the boss here and you get yourself the pilot helmet. What is absolutely insane about this helmet? You're already V3 Mink. Now you have 130% extra movement speed and you are just zooming around this world. This is great because even when you're transformed as a Buddha, you kind of move quick now. Your next upgrade, you can literally just take on whenever you want. And that is, you're going to have to do 20 elite hunters, right? I've done 237. You could do 20, guy. And with this, you kind of get a bunch of bonus stuff. One, you can get the God's Chalice, which if you team up with others, do this and defeat Indra, you'll be able to access the portals, which are the earlier you get these, the better. The portals are insane. But also, you gain access to the Hunter cape accessories, or if you're a weird guy and you prefer the bandana, you can use the bandanas as well. This replaces your pilot's helmet because it gives you a damage buff. The helmet's been nice for moving around, but you're only going to lose, it sounds like a lot, 50% movement speed. It's not though. This cape's going to give you 750 health, 10% to both melee, sword, and gun, and then also 80% movement speed. And the capes and the bandanas give you exactly the same buffs. So you could unlock portals, you'll definitely unlock an accessory buff, and after you've done 20 of them, you can come over here to the Hydra Island, you can unlock this wall, and with 20 of them done, and a relatively high level, probably like, I don't know, it doesn't actually say, all right? The wiki doesn't say. But you can pull this sword out here, all right? It'll be great. And then you'll have yourself the Yama sword, which is cool because not only does it have a movement skill, it has 2 movement skills. Let's go. It's got a great reach, just like the Rengoku. Slightly better in pretty much every single way, mostly because movement skills. But also, this means you're already in your final form. Let's get the Buddha fruit here. And this way, without even having to grind in the third sea, you now have a more than good enough death step. This will get you through the entire game. The reach on the Yama is more than enough, and slight movement on the fourth swing, which is great. Not to mention 2 movement skills for getting around. And you're already a Buddha with a movement skill cape. Look how quick I am, even with the Buddha. And then look at my reach. I'm going to be able to swing at this guy from all the way back here. Or I can kick him from all the way back here as well. You're ready to go. You're literally probably not even level 2000 and you have the best setup to grind with. The last 550 levels are going to be a breeze. And if you're feeling really cheeky, you can even go ahead and I think this still works. We do the bug and then you have the extra reach while you're small. So you can even do the Buddha glitch if you want. And then you'll be super fast and still have the additional reach with your melee. Or if you want, do it with your sword. People like doing it with the sword because it's giant. So all you have to do is press Z or Z and your weapon at the same time. And well, if the weapon turns giant, then you know it worked. Turn your haki on and you get super long reach. You're already set to go. You've got your mink for moving around. It doesn't get any better than this and you haven't had to do much at all in the third sea. Imagine all the extra grinding you would have to do to unlock like Electric Claw or Sanguine Art just to get slightly better melee, or all the extra grinding you have to do to get something like the Cursed Dual Katana. Don't get me wrong, this is amazing to grind with. Its attack is so quick and it has a good movement skill. But you should already be a max level by the time you get this sword. There's no reason to grind with it. Just use it for PvP. That's part 1 complete. You've seen the ultimate form for the first, second, and third sea. Now let's talk about secret grinding methods and way that you can skip islands, skip quests if you just don't like doing them, because the grind is boring, boys. It can be so boring getting to max level. I'm gonna try and make it a little bit fun for you guys so you don't have to do the same thing over and over again. The first pro tip or secret grinding method is for players who are new to the game. We need to cover it just in case there are new players watching. But there's also for players who are starting second accounts, or if you're just trying to get to level 50 so you can roll devil fruit for your main account. And that trick is the famous fountain trick. Right at level 1, grab yourself the dinghy. All you need is combat and head to the fountain. Once we're here, you don't have to set your home or anything. If you get super lucky, a pro player might help you, but if you don't, it just comes down to punching these guys. Just punch like your life depends on it. If you die, run back up, keep punching. Oh, I finally died. I did so much damage before I died. This bit's a little stressful. You do need to run up as quickly as you can so he doesn't heal. And then just back at it. All right, just died for one last time. I'm going to punch him. And now it is time. Use the easy to remember code, Magicbus, for 20 minutes double XP. And then check this out. It has been exactly 10 minutes right now. I didn't kill it right on the dot. It took me 10 minutes to get to this point, and I am now going to be a very high level. The guys respawned, so I'm going to do like 50, and I'm going to throw them back into my melee. I'm going to start killing him again all over. All right, I do way more damage when I punch now. This will be significantly faster. Level 29, boys. Feels pretty good. I'm going to put the last into my melee. Okay, 36 per punch. This will be way faster for our second kill. And less than 2 minutes later, kill number 2. Easy game. All right, at this point, you're level 36. You can go to Pirate Island. 12 minutes, you're ready to go to Pirate Island. I'm going to kill one more, and I'm just going to double check because I think it's not worth it to do a third one. But let's just see. And kill number 3 is 1, 2, okay, 3, 4, 5 levels still. All right, you can do this probably until level 50. You would only get 2 levels for finishing a quest on the pirate village. So these guys actually are worth doing for a bit longer than I thought. And let's hope that's 45. Yeah, that's 45. Now you would teleport back to Pirate Starter and then go to Pirate Village and start farming the Iron Mace guys who have a safe spot. And that's the first little trick to skip, you know, this island and to skip the jungle, which are kind of a waste of time when you could just go straight down to Fountain and straight to Pirate Starter. There is more stuff like this for higher levels, but this is the super pro one that you could do early on. I literally could have killed one more of those guys, and then this account would be ready to roll the devil fruit. I would just have to go get money. So it's also great for alts. We're back in the second sea, boys, and there are a couple of like tricksy ways that you can gain levels in the second sea as well. The first one being probably the most obvious one that you would think of, and these aren't good for leveling. But if you were going to do a little side quest, doing sea beasts in the second sea does count as like a solid way to get a little bit of extra XP. You will be able to do it with your Buddha fruit, probably not straight away. You'll have to wait till you're at least over level 1000 probably. But the best case would be if you had the magma fruit and it was awakened. So you just bring your boat out here into the middle of the sea and you just kind of wait. You could just sit here, stay still, and wait until something spawns. It'll either be a sea beast or it could be the ships, which is super annoying. So when you defeat a sea beast, that's a boat raid. That is exactly not what we wanted. You can beat these guys with some fragments if you want, but you're not going to get any sort of levels. Your wind bullet will help here, and if you have a sword that has a decent attack, that will also help. So I got some fragments for defeating the ships, but it's really not a big deal. The big ship's still going. There we go. So I got 200 fragments, not what we wanted. If you defeat a sea beast when they spawn, you'll get a guaranteed level up, or if you have double XP, you'll get 2 levels. You'll get like 250 or so fragments, and then anywhere between 60 to 250,000 belly. So if you're someone who needs to save up to do race V2, V3, or to get your death step and so on, you could come out here and do sea beasts and you would still gain levels. It won't be as fast as grinding. I have actually tested these guys in the second sea in the past. It's nowhere near as good as doing the actual grinding. But when you need to get money, sometimes you just gotta come out here and do these guys. Or fragments. If you don't want to do raids, these are okay for fragments. There are also some notable grinding areas in the second sea that are really, really fast if you just stick to them. So here at the Area 2 quest giver, where the factory is just there's the big thing, and here's your Swan Pirates. These Swan Pirates are insanely good if you're a Buddha user. So you confirm these, and it's so fast, man. You just do your quick little shift, and you just run in a circle, right? You kick him to death, kick him to death, kick this guy to death, and then if you want to, you can shoot that guy. Oh, no, I knocked him away. No, that was inefficient. That was a Garbo thing to do. But because you're just running in a circle and then cutting back to here, I'm a little bit too fast, so they weren't spawned back again. But again, you guys are a little bit slower than me because you won't be max level. These guys are really fast to do the quest. You can stick here until like level 1,000 if you want. Really good grinding area, and it will get you a lot of levels. You can basically skip the green zone and go straight to the graveyard if you do those guys. And the exact same thing can be said here on the snow island. So the snow troopers, confirm this, you have to defeat 8 of them. Obviously, you kick these 5, you kick those 2, and then you come back and kick the last 2. Or 1, 5, 7, last 1. It's very, very fast, and because it's in a circle, you can very easily rack up a lot of levels fighting these guys. And then obviously, if you're being a super efficient Buddha user, you do this boss, you'll get a bunch of levels, and you want both keys. You want to get the Rengoku, and you want the library key to talk to Foyu the Reformed. The second sea is actually kind of amazing because you don't really have to do anything other than follow the quest lines, and you're just going to unlock all of the items you need without doing any bonus content. And the final bonus content that you can use to skip a bunch of levels in the second sea if you want. If for some absolutely insane reason you have way more fragments than you need, or maybe you've got friends who want to help you level up and they're already pros, you can come to the back of the Smoke Admiral's castle here and talk to this guy to buy yourself for 1,000 fragments a microchip. There's no cooldown on this one. And then if we go back up over here, depending on your level, this isn't a total freebie. If you're under level 2,000, you'll get 3 levels for finishing this raid. If you're over level 2,000, you'll get 2 levels. The most annoying boss in this entire game to fight, you can start a special raid, which is of course the order raid. So Tralfa Galore, this guy right here, the worst guy on the planet to fight in a raid. So annoying. But every time you defeat this guy, you have a chance at the Zebra Cap, which is meh. Coco is good. It's definitely usable in PvP, so you have a chance at the Coco Sword. If you've deposited a Fist of Darkness, then you'll have a chance at the Core Brain, which will unlock your Cyborg race. But mostly, we are just here for the fact that you get 3 levels every time you defeat this guy. And if you add double XP, you get even more. It's kind of insane, but I did test this for an hour in the past with a group of subscribers, and it was only slightly faster than just doing the regular quests. Mostly because sometimes you miss kills, and the kills are just always slow because of how much he teleports around. That being said, I'm just slow, but I thought I'd be dead by now. So that's pretty good. Again, if you have very, very strong friends, he would be dead by now. I don't think Buddha was the play because I'm hitting him once for every time that he hits me. Like, this isn't going well. Okay, if you're going to solo this, you have to try hard and dash a bunch. This is where your Mink might actually be super useful because the more you dash around, the more confused his targeting gets and the more times you hit him before he hits you. All right, that was truly awful, but you can see 2 levels because I'm over level 2,000. So you can actually have people just wait in this room and start the raid so you can go over the maximum number of people, kill it really, really fast, and then you'll get a bunch of levels. It is slightly faster than doing the quest. So it might not be worth your time, but if you need to change a pace and you want to still gain levels quickly, you can do the auto raid. And finally, the third C. There are a fair few options here to gain free levels without actually following the quests. I will say though, the third C is pretty refined. You could follow the quests and it's probably more than definitely gonna be the right thing to do. All the bonus stuff would just be side quests that you also get some levels. But I am going to go out right now and I'm going to check. Actually, we'll use a free-to-play boat. Oh, no, wait, there are free-to-play boats here. We're going to use the lantern boat, free-to-play. You can get it in the second sea. I'm going to find out how many sea beasts I can kill in, say, 15 minutes. And I'm going to times that by 4, and that'll give us roughly how many we can do an hour. And I'm going to use the magma fruit because I'd like to kill them quickly. Obviously, here in the third sea, we have access to the sea events by going out far enough from all the main islands, which means you will see sea beasts more often. I still don't think it'll be anywhere near as quick as just doing the quest. We need to test it just in case this is the golden goose. We're 7.5 minutes in. We've seen 6 sea events. None of them have been sea beasts. If you were to get lucky and all 6 of them were sea beasts, this would be pretty insane. If they were rumbling waters with 3 sea beasts apiece, that would be nuts. But so far, all I can say is that the people on Twitter appear to be very wrong. This is not good. Okay, I think I just got insanely unlucky. That was 15 minutes with 0 sea beasts. Let's go back to port and we'll play a little make-believe, all right? So I got 4 sharks in that 15 minutes. I also got 4 boat raids, 2 rough seas, I think 1 treasure island, and I think 3 of the electric guys. Let's say I got unlucky and I would have gotten 4. In 15 minutes, that's 4 levels or 8 levels if you're using double XP, which means you're getting between 24 and 32 levels every hour if you're using double XP. That wouldn't be too bad, assuming you get average luck. I think the people on Twitter that like said how good this is, they probably just have above average sea beast luck, or they get a lot of rumbling seas within the hour. That was really, really bad for me, but I can see how that definitely probably rivals doing the actual quests. Now, it's actually crazy because I'm sure a lot of you are thinking of like the Indra boss and the Cake Raid boss and thinking those guys give guaranteed levels. Maybe they're good to grind. The Indra boss is incredibly annoying because of the Dark Chalices, right? But the XP that you get for finishing one of these quests is 60 million. So it's only a little bit better than completing the port quests, which are like your intro first island in the third sea quest. And because the elite pirates like Urban and that, they don't give you a guaranteed level when you defeat them, it's kind of not good to do them over and over and over again to get a God's Chalice, just to fight Indra once and only gain 3 levels. Even with double XP, it's not good. The same can be said here in Cakeland, doing this portal for the 2 or 3 guaranteed levels you get from that raid boss. It's actually just better to do the quests in the third sea. And that's because as we've gotten further into the game development, they've refined it so that you can just do what you're meant to do, which is the quest, which I know is kind of the boring answer, which you guys probably didn't want to hear, but it does really work, and it works kind of good. The third sea is definitely the easiest grind to max level, but of course, you do need a lot of fragments and money, so you can do the Sea Beast method whenever you need a change of pace. You're also going to need a bunch of the resources that you get from like out in the ocean, like the electric wings, the tooth, the other tooths, the gold, all that sort of stuff that is dropped by this sea event. So it's definitely worth it to take a break and grind Sea Beast to get some free levels and to progress in other areas of the game. But unfortunately, when it comes to the third sea, looking for the exclamation mark and just doing the quests, that is the best way to go. The best thing about the third sea is that you can just go to the Blox Fruits wiki, look up Tubbs's leveling guide, and just follow that guide. It will tell you that you should skip certain NPCs. Like if I go to Hydra Arena, I think it'll tell you maybe to skip either these guys that spawn around here, or it'll tell you to skip the dragon archers or something like that. The guide tells you which quests to skip because they're slow, and then you can just do the exclamation mark points for all the good quests and level to max very easily. The first sea and the second sea are where it's a bit tricky and boring. The third sea is kind of awesome. And the fourth sea, I bet you it'll be even better. I know that Blox Fruits can be an incredibly boring game to grind, guys, and it's hard sometimes. Which is why between this video, my testing every grinding method video, and my Hucky videos, you should be able to get to the end game really, really easily just by following those vids. Once you look like this and you've got Death Step, you've got your Awakened Skill 1 Buddha, and also a sword that you can use for grinding along with your Death Step like the Yama. You'll have your Agility, and obviously you don't need the Awakening. You can do all content in the game if you just look like I do right now. Once you're max level, you won't miss out on any of the new insanely overpowered stuff that gets added in the next update. But also, you'll be able to easily go and unlock whatever you want because you've got max stats. You're as strong as you can get, except for with mastery and unlocks. Obviously, the first thing you're going to want to do once you're max level is go and unlock your favorite fighting style, unless it's Death Step. And if it is Death Step, go and unlock your favorite sword. Pick a PvP build and start working towards that. And hopefully along the way, you've been working on your inventory value by rolling devil fruits every 2 hours. And you'll be able to trade for fruits that you're interested in and keep a backup Buddha, because when the game updates, you're going to need your Buddha again to level up back to max. I hope this video helped you guys, and if it did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. You can also check out my new Clips channel, which is on my channel's homepage. Just scroll down to Magic Clips, or you can go subscribe to my second channel where I'll be uploading other anime games very soon. Thanks for watching, boys. See you next time.